whose early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare that was bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good Friday morning. Good Friday morning. Diane, I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to. Did I ever send a video 10? I was out late last night.
Yeah, but I think it's a repeat.
No, it's not a repeat. No, it's not. No, it's not.
So you got two of this same video. That
One,
looks the
wait a
same?
minute. Wait a minute. Let's just have this out right now in front of God and country. Hold on a minute. And please, I hope I'm not wrong just to start out the day. I got to win one every once in a while where you're concerned. I think you think video 10 and video 11 is the same. Is that what you think?
Yes.
Okay, we'll check it during the break. I will check it during the break, okay? Now, I want a little bit of a deal going into the weekend because I can't have this kind of pressure, all right? During the break, I will check number 10 and 11. I do not need them right now. If I am correct, we won't highlight it. If you're correct, don't you dare turn that microphone and highlight it. Do we have a deal?
My lips are sealed.
I didn't hear a deal out of that. The dangers of sending video with no glasses. All right, good morning. How are you doing, Diane? So she got video 10. She thinks it's the same one. We will solve that during the break. But I will tell you this. Both of them pertain to the cover-up. The cover-up, the continued cover-up for Chairman Josh McCoon of the Georgia Republican Party. I am your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I was out late last night. I was over in Gordon County. I went over and actually introduced David Cross. I'm going to want 58 and 57, but not right now. So let me say at 10 o'clock, we'll break everything down. But give me number 51 because there's a lot of people that this is spinning. Yes, President Trump did send out from Truth Social several endorsements yesterday. One being for the current chairman, Josh McCoon, for re-election. First of all, if Josh was a bad guy, and let me say this in all due respect because you know how I feel about President Donald Trump. And I know many are waiting to hear how I'm going to approach this. And it's very simple for me. We deal with the truth and the facts here. My president of the United States, he's trying to solve wars. He's trying to solve war around the world. He's trying to prevent war around the world. He's trying to even the playing field for trade and manufacturing. He's trying to end fentanyl coming into this country and killing our children. I could make a list a mile long. The last thing Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, is interested in and truly cares about is who is your next chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, to the point that he's so passionate about it. So you want to check my Trump cred, go right ahead, but disregard this. Disregard it. We'll get into more detail. Well, then why did he do it? We'll get into more detail at 10 o'clock. Disregard it. Second, it is, 10 o'clock. Second, the most important thing. For you out there wondering, wait a minute, what do we do here? If Josh McCoon, in my full opinion, has participated in illegal acts, has misused the GOP's credit card, if he has, list goes on. If he was a bad guy before Trump sent out that True Social post, that did not heal anything. He's still a bad guy on this side. Now, I want to let you know something. The AJC wants Josh McCoon to win. They want him to win. The AJC wants Jon Ossoff to win re-election in Georgia. No matter who Republicans put up in 2026, the AJC wants them to be beaten by Jon Ossoff. The AJC would also love for the Georgia governor's mansion to have a Democrat in there. And in order to do that, they pump up certain people, and one being Josh McCoon. They want him to be the next chairman. So, yes, Donald Trump endorsed Josh McCoon, fact, for chairman. The AJC has endorsed Josh McCoon to be chairman. All right. Now, I love this. Yesterday, we're gonna get right into. I actually am going to show you at 10 o'clock 3 clips. Now, I'm of the opinion, and it has to be clearly the opinion, that Josh McCoon has zero interest, and we're going to lay that out. We're going to do a little going out on a limb at 10 o'clock, and I have been watching every move, studying their language, their body language, who they're putting in place, and all their actions. I'm going to show you at 10 o'clock my reasoning for why I think Josh McCoon wants to be and will run for Secretary of State of Georgia. I will show you that. I feel very strong. Now, does he want to be the Georgia GOP chair going into 2026? Does he really want to be the chair in 2026 if a Democrat wins the governor's mansion or wins more state house seats or another state senate seat or any of the constitutional offices and returns Ossoff back to D.C.? Now, that's not my wish. Get real. That's not what I want to see happen. But you really think he wants the resume? Because let me say this. Think about this. This is a political guy. This is a political guy. Every single thing he does, everything he does is for his next political move, his future, and where he stands, the next office he gets to enter into. So you think he wants any kind of loss on his resume in 2026, and that would put him in position to run for anything after that? I will show you in great detail why I feel this guy is not actually running for chairman of the Georgia GOP. Okay, so the Pope, number 43, Pope Leo from America. Pope Leo from America. Oh, got to turn this down. Sorry about that. I got to find my glasses during the break. I went to Gordon County. Yeah, okay. I got a text about the Secretary of State. We'll talk about that. I'm going to play it for you. You decide. Okay? Now, there's no way going into the chairman's campaign that Josh McCoon would say to you, knowing you support David Cross, that yes, he's running for Secretary of State. Josh McCoon will look you in the eye. I don't know about you, but he has to me, and lie to you. So, moving right along, Chicago Pope. God bless America. Born in Chicago. The new Pope. And they're over there having Mass right now at the Vatican in the Sistine. Is that how they pronounce it? Sistine Chapel. Good for the Catholic Church. We will see where he stands on positions for the church in the coming days as things come out. And Trump has made a comment concerning this, but the Catholic Church has a pope. I said last night over in Gordon County, I really like the fact that they vote on paper ballots. All right. Look, I can hear it. Stop with the Trump endorsement on McCoon. Stop. All right. Don't worry about it. We have a game plan, 10 o'clock. Stop with it. Bottom line, Josh McCoon we'll play the video. Josh McCoon will not acknowledge the 2020 election was rigged and stolen from the American people and hardworking Georgians out there. Will not make that statement. We're going to show you that. Okay. These are things Donald Trump is not aware of. So move along from that. Now, yesterday, we'll have more of this on the Georgia Hour. The treasurer of the Georgia Republican Party made this statement here. Number 60. And we're going to talk about this because Josh and some of his friends are trying to cover up him using the GOP credit card for personal reasons. I mean, you can't make this up. So let me show you something here. So here is a statement. Lori McClain is the treasurer of the Georgia Republican Party, treasurer, Gwinnett County Republican Party in Georgia. Just to be clear, as treasurer and first vice chairman of the Gwinnett GOP, I carried a credit card dedicated to the Gwinnett GOP expenses for 4 years and never once pulled it out by accident to pay for personal expense. Just saying. Now she is the treasurer of the Georgia GOP. Now, listen to if the cover up. These people are not. Listen to a comment. I wish you would all spend your time fighting Democrats instead of Republicans who worked hard to get Trump and other Republicans elected. This is madness. Now, this is a comment based on the statement. We need to overlook this. We're supposed to have grace. We're supposed to have grace when people make these mistakes. Wow. In the real world, they're called crimes. So that's what we're going to talk about today at 10 o'clock. All right, let's get out of there. Governor Kemp is going to meet. We have a Senate race here in Georgia. We have talked about it yesterday. You don't like, many of you do not like this guy, number 59. He jumped out first to run for Senate in Georgia. Brian Kemp said he's not running. So Buddy Carter jumped out first, and I get it. He is the congressman from the 1st District and a moderate at best, okay? But he jumped out immediately. He doesn't think he's going to get the Trump endorsement. Maybe, we will see. But he jumped out right in front of everyone, and he put out a pro-Trump video, and he put out his picture, MAGA warrior Buddy Carter for Senate. I'm telling you right now, no, I don't support any candidate at this time, none whatsoever. There's no candidate right now actually waiting in the wings that I'm really excited about, that possibilities. But he's jumping out, and he's hitting the ground running, going MAGA, because he knows he has to go MAGA to get on the general election ballot. So at the same time, don't forget this guy here. We brought him up yesterday, number 62. This guy has made 2 trips. Now, I don't know if he's running for Senate here in Georgia. Great meeting with Team Trump in the West Wing. An excellent lunch at the White House Navy mess today. We are working overtime to fix what Biden broke and make American ag great again. All right. But he was in D.C. Tyler Harper, the ag commissioner in Georgia, He has pretty good name recognition. He has money. He has money available to him. Everywhere Trump was at during the election, Tyler was right there making sure he got in all the pictures, rally, no matter where it was at. He's been to D.C. He met with Tim Scott, the Senate campaign coordinator there, finance coordinator Tim Scott, Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. He's met with John Thune. Just keep him in the bingo card or whatever they call it, and keep that in the bingo card. Now, 61. Some national Republicans say Green could possibly win the primary challenge. Now, there was a poll out by the AJC that Green could win the primary, but she can't win the general. And a lot of people are saying that. Give me number. I had it here a minute ago. Well, I hope I can make it to 11 o'clock today. I'm tired. I'd be the first to tell you that. I'm so tired I can't put the X on exhausted. I just had to say I'm exhausted. Had it earlier. Oh, Joe Biden was on the damn View yesterday. Give me number 88. Here is Buddy Carter. MAGA warrior Buddy Carter jumps into Georgia Senate race against Ossoff. And then you have 89. 89, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republicans search for backup plan. Now, she's floating out she could run for governor. She's floating out she could run for Senate. Polling shows, I don't know which one she would get in. I know Burt Jones would be doing everything, the lieutenant governor, to try to block her so he can wear the red hat. And then also in the Senate, the polling shows she could possibly win primary challenges. But once in the general election, she can't win. So that is something we got to keep our eye on. I think in the next week, we still have John King. I sure hope Rich McCormick doesn't get into this race. We still have the possibility of Mike Collins over in the 10th, Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's several others that could get in this race. Again, did I say John King, the insurance commissioner? Now, let's see what we have here. Had one more before I go to break. So give me video 11. Let me see what it is before I go to break. Video 11.
So Travis Bowden was our executive director. There was a negotiated severance agreement that was prepared by the attorneys here at the Georgia Republican Party. Pretty standard. He got 1 month severance, and it was paid in December of 2024. So
Are you having button difficulties again?
I am. I was up late last night too, so I'm just as tired as you are. But I don't think after playing the video, I don't think they're the same video. So
Oh,
I just see the
okay.
pictures. I don't see
That's
the
right.
videos.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
But
So
I am missing some pictures, so I'll send you a
a
text.
list.
Yeah.
Okay. $7,500. So in the real world, there's two questions I want to ask that we're going to explore. In the real world, because just because Donald Trump sent something out on Truth Social that someone else probably wrote or someone asked him to do while he's busy getting ready to leave for Saudi Arabia, it doesn't change the fact that $7,500, that is a lie. That's just a flat out lie. In the real world, here's my question to you. I have two questions before we go and come back. In the real world, how many of you misuse credit cards accidentally over and over? So let's say you work for a company, right? And then you got your personal credit cards. And you accidentally swipe one at the grocery store. It was the company card. In the real world, that doesn't really happen. Not like Josh McCoon tries to explain. In the real world, where has anyone worked for 1 year, and received a deferred 6 months later deferred severance payment? They just make this stuff up and they just gloss over it like it's okay. Just make it up, gloss over it like it's okay. So, you know what I say? It's like, it's good to be the king. Diane, give me, where's it at? I have it here. I want number 58. It's good to be the king in Georgia. And then there's 58. There's Travis. And who's in the money? Who's got the... Is that Katie Frost? All hail to the king. And there, Debbie Dooley, Josh McCoon. Give me 57. Blink when you... Oh, it's the attack dog. Josh has his attack dog on his lap. That's his new lap dog. It's good to be the king. Take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $9,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait for Memorial Day. Get them before they're gone. $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. $9,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. How are you? If there's numbers that I need, I'm getting ready to send you over. Folks, the show has a lot of moving parts today. It's been quite, we got to just say it like it is. Unlike Josh McCoon, Travis Bowden. Oh, I must be tired. Sally Grubbs is trying to pray herself into the first vice chair job. I know. I mean, I probably shouldn't do the job when I'm this exhausted. I probably shouldn't do the show. All right, Diane, I'm sending you over some pictures right now. I think I have the numbers correct. You never know. Good morning, folks. They are celebrating just a couple things to keep track of over the weekend, and all the documents you've been spending. We're working on some things for Fulton County. There's a reason why Josh McCoon has the slate of candidates put together that he does. And what do you think of this? So before we get back to Georgia politics on the Senate race, number 44. Now, I'm very interested in what you think of this. Trump pushes Republicans to have rich pay more taxes. All right. So, number 90. Trump is actually, to Mike Johnson on the big, beautiful bill, he is actually urging, is it 2.5% from the top rate, tax rate? He's actually urging Mike Johnson, if you make over, which this is not concerning me personally, but if you make over $2.5 million a year, he's advocating raising your taxes to Mike Johnson. What say you? I'm very interested. What do you think about this? And what do you think about the bill and what's happening in it? Because really have to dig into it. Now,
you think he's calling the Democrat lawmakers bluff?
No.
No?
What? Go ahead. Why would you say that?
Well, because they're always screaming, make the rich pay more money. Well, Trump's saying, okay, let's make the rich pay more money. And to see if they actually back the bill to make the rich pay more money.
Okay. I asked the question. I want to hear from many of you today. What exactly do you think? What exactly do you think? And are you okay with this? Republicans don't raise taxes. Now, I personally don't raise taxes. I think I don't believe in raising taxes. But Donald Trump is saying he wants to raise taxes on people making over $2.5 million. So just asking the question. Now, number 81. Ed Martin is out. Here's another one I want to know from you. Trump withdraws nomination of Ed Martin for U.S. Attorney for D.C. Now, remember just yesterday, we read to you the endorsement from Trump concerning Ed Martin for U.S. Attorney in D.C. Tillis in North Carolina, negotiating with Democrats, put Trump in a position to pull the nominee. Just saying. Give me video 7.
We did see at least one Republican stand up to the administration this week, and Tom Tillis of North Carolina, and say, actually, me voting for Ed Martin to get him out of the Judiciary Committee is a bridge too far, specifically because of Ed Martin's history as someone who spoke at Stop the Steal rallies, supported January 6th insurrectionists, for Tillis, that was a red line, but where does that leave someone like him then on political consequences? Because that's what looms over all of this.
Sure, and that was the question, right? You saw the MAGA base going wild. They wanted Ed Martin to come through, and they said, if Tom Tillis, if you don't do this, we might even primary you, or you'll be on the chopping block.
Which was the same threat with Hegseth when eventually Tillis came around, right?
And Tillis did not back down.
Right.
And then you saw the president kind of genuflect and say, you know what, these are good members and they vote their conscience, and I fully understand, withdrew him, and then put forth maybe an even more controversial pick with Justice Jean here.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's also the larger
42. I am not on board with changing out. Trump turns to Fox, Janine Piero, Judge Janine, as we refer to her, for D.C. attorney after cutting Ed Martin. Give me number 39. What say you? I don't agree with this. I do not agree with this. The MAGA base. Did you hear what he said? The MAGA base. Are we, I guess it's kind of day where we can go into the weekend asking a lot of questions. As the MAGA base, are we getting some things? Now, I've yet to and will not today criticize President Trump and his administration. There's this side that says, we're 110 days in or whatever. And then there's this side that says there's a couple things I think we should have already seen happen. All right. This one, I'm not supporting this one. I really don't support this one. The MAGA base, what are we getting out of this? Are we losing in some areas? So I think Judge Janine should stay on TV. Look, there's a difference. Some of you out there, and I know some of you, I like Judge Janine. I watched her last night. I tell you what, she is just tough. She really comes out with some strong stuff. Major difference in playing a role on a TV channel than being the actual judge in the district, DC district, that we need. Martin was supported by RFK Jr., Donald Trump, and Tillis in North Carolina worked to kill his nomination. So go ahead and take that down. Now, before we go into our next break of the morning, keep this in mind. We won a court case. They don't want to talk about it. They don't talk about this on the national media. 46. They don't like to talk about this. It's not on NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN. But we are now removing transgenders, okay? Pentagon to begin removing up to 1,000 transgender troops from the military. We won that case in the Supreme Court. The U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth directed the Department of Defense to start removing transgender troops, okay, from the military in a memo issued Thursday. Approximately 1,000 service members who have self-identified as being diagnosed with gender dysphoria will begin the voluntary separation process. Pack your bags. You need to leave. Don't want no trouble. You got to go. 1,000. Gender dysphoria. Suffer from gender dysphoria. Now, I've always said this. Some people get angry. They should not be serving side by side in our military with our men and women in uniform that are there to defend this country. They should not be serving side by side. And they should not be sitting in a classroom with your children. Period. Should not be. Get them out of there. All right, folks, we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, Russia is celebrating 80 years after World War II and the end of the war. And Xi Jinping, China, is over there in the celebration. And Brian Kemp is going to meet with Donald Trump. It has to be Friday. Take a break, Diane.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $9,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait for Memorial Day. Get them before they're gone. $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. $9,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. It is Friday morning. I hope you're doing well. Now, at 10 o'clock, we'll have the Georgia Hour. And you don't want to miss the Georgia Hour today. We're going to continue to highlight the level of deceit, lies, corruption, manipulation, mind control. I have to tell you, I don't know what they're all in, like what's in it for them, but the mind control they have over some people that walk around like zombies. Must support Josh. Must support Josh. It's like, are you guys for real? It's wild. So at 10 o'clock, I'm going to highlight Lisa Pierce. Lisa Pierce is running for first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party. She drove all the way up there from wherever she lives. Drawing a blank right now what county that is. But she drove all the way up to Gordon last night. She only got 3 minutes to speak. And I understand the feeling. Because when I ran for first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, I drove 6.5 hours one day and was given 5 minutes to speak. But she got the most out of her 3 minutes. And she did a little thing. She laid it out. And we're going to play the video. And she would lay out something and then look, because Josh McCoon was in the back of the room, and she'd say, "Ain't that right, Josh?" And I'm sitting over there. I covered my face at one time because I was like, she is kicking this guy right in the teeth with what? Truth. 10 o'clock, the Georgia Hour. Now, Joe Biden goes on The View yesterday. So here's another one. I love the text messages. You guys all have your opinions out there. Give me 84. Look at him. I mean, look at this picture. Okay, so Jill had to take Joe Biden on The View yesterday. Why do they have him out? Why are they doing a parade with Joe Biden right now? What is your take on why? To get him out of the way now? The Democrats say, look, here's what we don't need. We don't need Joe Biden out there too close and remind people of him in the midterms. We certainly don't need him floating around and wandering around as it gets close to 2028. Let's get Joe out. Let him say a couple things, do a couple interviews, and then get out of the way. So what say you? There's a side of me that says, they know the disaster in many areas, because we're going to show you over at the air traffic control with Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg knew that the transportation department the antiquated Sean Duffy, is he the chair of the or the transportation secretary? I mean, they've got equipment from the 90s, 2000, it's 2025, in these airports and these transportation hubs all around the United States. And look at this guy look down at the table. They all, every last one, Kamala Harris knew Jill had to take him to the View. Had to take him. Look at 83. Give me video 8.
Everybody out was that debate.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great night. It was a bad night.
Terrible night.
And everybody lost their mind.
Yeah.
Because of course, no one has ever had a bad night when they were. Right. Nobody tries to have a bad night. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So this is what started.
Yep.
Both sides with this. Oh, he can't do this. This needs to stop. Why do you think that caught fire? Why do you think people bought into it, especially the Democrats?
Well, first of all, we still were winning primaries. We were still doing everything. The Democratic Party at large didn't buy into it, but the Democratic leadership and some of the very significant contributors did. But, you know, what happens is that it took on a life of its own. And I had a very, I'm going to say something outrageous. I've not lost many debates in my life. I've been pretty good at doing that. I was sick. I was no excuse. But I was not.
It's an explanation.
And I had a bad night.
That was, of course, former President Joe Biden weighing in on his decision to drop out of the 2024 presidential race after that disastrous debate performance they're talking about there during an interview on The View yesterday. He was also asked about allegations that he suffered cognitive decline while serving as commander-in-chief.
Give me video 1. This is another take from him on The View yesterday, video 1.
Well, Mr. President, you had previously said that you thought that you would have won. Since then, Donald Trump won all the battleground states and made inroads with almost every major demographic, from working class voters to Hispanic men to black men. Knowing what you know now, do you think you would have beat him?
Yeah, he still got 7 million fewer votes.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people didn't show up. Number one. Number two, they're very close in those toss-up states. It was it wasn't a slam dunk, and so look, every time I've been on the show, which I've been fortunate to be on more than once. Thanks for having me. Is that we talk? You guys don't focus on as much, and I think it's good. On polling numbers, but let me put it this way. He's had the worst 100 days any president's ever had.
Yeah, that's a fact,
And I would not say honesty's been a strong point.
You probably didn't need that on a Friday. Now, what did he just say? That he got 7 million more votes than Trump. 7 million more votes. Now, you look at Obama, you look at George W. Bush, you look at Trump's first election. This guy, 81 million votes. We all know that didn't happen. All of us know that didn't happen. It was rigged election. But what's your take on why they're bringing him out now? Look at him. He's. I don't know where he's going next. Who is that? Is that Biden number 3? I don't know. I know I have viewers out there saying, Well, that's the fourth Biden. But Jill, Nurse Jill, is right there to help him out. Do they have him out now so they don't have to deal with him in the midterms? What is the reason you think that he's out and about? Now, every time I see this guy, and I think about now, we see Trump every day in the Oval Office. You see your president of the United States every day, every single day. Give me 84. That one's bad. Look at this guy here. Hands straight down, arms straight down, looking down like this. Medicated. We would have people visit this country. They just sit in a chair and take pictures. What did the world think? Donald Trump every single day opens the Oval Office to the American people. He's had in 100 days four cabinet meetings open to the press and the American people. Everything is transparent. He goes back on Air Force One when they're traveling and he talks to the press, right? When he goes out to Marine Force, is it Marine Force One, the helicopter? He'll stop and talk to the press. This guy right here, the auto pen. Every time I think about this right here, and we'll move on, give me number 86. Now, they create or they highlight their disasters. The Democrats highlight their disasters and present them as our crisis. Airport safety, air travel, air traffic controllers, $1 trillion, and Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg was too worried. We talked about this the other day about racially divided beaches because the bridge was too low to get a bus under it from a minority community. Transportation Secretary unveils plan to overhaul of aging air traffic system. Give me number 85. Plan to update U.S. air traffic control system. 25,000 new radios, replacing hundreds of old radars. 4,000 new high-speed network connections. 174 new weather stations in Alaska. Rebuilding central towers. I mean, folks, what have we been doing here? We're 34 trillion. Wow, that was a slip. We're 34 trillion that we're aware of in debt. Why? These are things in our government. What is DOGE finding everywhere in every agency? Redundancy. Networks that don't communicate. Old networks that do not have information they can access. We have found in these agencies, all of them, like 6 and 7 people doing the same job because the network doesn't talk to each other. And they don't have the information. It's absolutely a disaster what they've done to this country. And I sit there and I see Joe Biden tell me he got 7,000 more votes than Donald Trump. And then I hear Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, that can just not come out and say, yes, the 2020 election was rigged. Can't do it. We're going to show you that in the Georgia Hour. All right, so Brian Kemp, he is going to D.C. to meet with, let me see what I have here. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is going to D.C. to meet with Donald Trump. Russia is celebrating. They are celebrating 80 years victory, remembering 80 years after World War II. And, well, hey, give me video 5. I've gone too far without playing video 5.
These people are evil people.
Brian Kemp signed a bill yesterday. These people are evil people. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, signed a bill yesterday that's very upsetting to all of us. We've talked about that. Now, there's a lot of attack on the new Surgeon Means. Is it Callie or Casey? Which one? They're brother and sister. A lot of attack on the new appointment for Surgeon General that's going on. Brian Kemp signed a bill yesterday that's very upsetting. And Steve Bannon will be the keynote speaker at the Georgia Republican Party victory dinner. They always have that. We'll explain that. Because a lot of people are saying, oh my God, Steve Bannon's coming. Well, I'll explain that a little later. So let's take a break. When we come back, the bill that the governor signed, why he's meeting with Trump, and what's happening in Russia right now. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much, come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. I look at social media. I look at different things during the break to make sure I'm up on what's happening. And somebody posted, if we would spend more time, how did it go? So I can't keep my nose out of anything. Let's see, what was that? Let's see. I wish we would spend more time fighting the Democrats instead of the Republicans who work hard to get Trump and other Republicans elected. This is madness. So I responded and I said, let's see, where's my response? Let's see. Fight Democrats is a great reason to overlook the Georgia GOP corruption, ? According to who? I have to tell you here, I don't care who's watching the program. Party affiliation will not change our outlook on what we fight when it comes to corruption. It will never do that. And then at 10 o'clock, look at the kind of questions I get. This one here, I'm like, okay. So these are state officers. Georgia Assistant Secretary. Candidates Caroline Jeffords, Jaquan, and Kylie Kramer. We know about Caroline Jeffords. Will she stay in the race? Question mark. We got to answer these. Recently, it seems Jaquan has been gotten a hold of by McCone. It seems he has softened some of his stances. Can any one of those get 50% on the first ballot? Who are the top two candidates? Kylie Kramer versus Caroline Jeffords. Who wins? Caroline Jeffords versus Jaquan. Who wins? Kylie Kramer versus Jaquan. Who wins? You guys put me under so much pressure. Oh, who wins? Question mark after question mark. Now, in Georgia, we talked about this yesterday. It's very upsetting. Governor Brian Kemp has signed into law. Give me number. Very upsetting. Okay. Number 56. Is it Monsanto? Bayer? Right. Senate Bill 144. This would shield Bayer and the German company that makes the popular weed eater Roundup from some state lawsuits alleging the product causes cancer. The company has been pushing for similar protections in several states. Now, this was an ad that went out. This was an ad that went out when we were trying to stop it. We're going to play it for you anyway. Give me video 9.
Foreign pesticide companies like ChemChina, linked to the Chinese Communist Party, are pressuring our elected officials to take away our rights. They want immunity when they sell dangerous products to Americans that cause cancer, brain damage, and infertility, and make our children sick. They want to come here and change our laws to protect themselves at the expense of our families. Whose side are you on? Ours or ChemChina's?
All right, Diane, I need a favor. I know you're tired. I'm tired. I need a favor. Can you Google Sam Watson and Roundup? Sam Watson and Roundup. And see if you can find that picture. There should be a picture, an image that shows the state senator Sam Watson in Georgia in the field with Roundup, boxes of Roundup, supporting this bill. Just do, if you can, it would be great, okay? I forgot to get that, because here's the thing. Give me number 55. You got it there. Thank you, Diane. SB 144, I want to, first of all, it's done. Governor Kemp signed this. And it gives Monsanto's Bayer protections, Roundup protections against litigation and liability with their pesticide. Now, if you ever go study this pesticide, I forget the name of the chemical, glyphosate. What is the name? Is that it? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But they developed this chemical that this is and I'm just going to do the best I can. They developed this chemical that if they sprayed, you don't want the worms and the bugs in your fruit. So at first it would kill the plant. So they had to go and spray around it. So you couldn't spray this product, this pesticide, right on the plant. So several years ago, you would have to wear a back harness, and you'd have to spray this pesticide around the plant to keep these bugs and so forth out of the plant. That took a lot of time. It took a lot of hours for these people to do this. It was real labor intensive. So they go in the laboratory. Now listen, this is our food. They go in the laboratory and they create a plant, a seed that is resistant to the chemical, the pesticide. Now they could just spray the entire pesticide on the plant and all, the entire field. Now, again, the plant is resistant to the chemical. Wow. And right on your food. Now, I've had people say to me, lawmakers call me and say, do you don't want your fruits, your vegetables, you don't want them to have these bugs and so forth? So if Monsanto's and Bayer, this bill here, you weren't able to find a picture, that's okay. But this bill, I used to have one. He's in a farm field, Sam Watson, Georgia State Senator, and he's standing there with a bunch of boxes of Roundup. So if you can't find it, that's okay. But if the farmer, as long as the box of Roundup has the warning that the farmer is using on your food, they're protected. Not you. No warning at the grocery store, no warning with your food that these products have been used. But the farmer receives a box that says, Roundup, and there's a warning on the box that the farmer has, may have cancer-causing agents or whatever they call it, right? And they spray it on the food. You get no warning. So if you weren't able to find that, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Governor Kemp signed that bill yesterday. That is law in Georgia. So as of today, Bayer Monsanto is protected, okay, the Roundup weed killer, and from any liability in court. Can't make that up. Can't make that up. So, Governor Kemp is going to meet with President Trump. So Governor Kemp decided, I'm not running for Senate. Now, there's a lot of talk there. You can go ahead and take that down. There's a lot of talk that Governor Kemp is holding out for 2028 to run for president. A lot of talk about that, right? So, but he still wants to put his finger on the scale, right, of the Senate race. So Kemp doesn't want to run for Senate, but he still wants to control the outcome of who our next senator is if we could beat John Ossoff. So number 40. Kemp is going to have a secret White House meeting. Georgia Senate pick. Governor Brian Kemp is planning a White House sit-down with President Trump to get on the same page for supporting the best Republican candidate in a swing state in 2026. Senate race sources tell Axios. Now, how do you feel about that? Right? Kemp is planning a White House sit-down with President Trump. So he's not running, but he wants to control the outcome of who does run. Now, he's very close to John King, the insurance commissioner. We don't know if he likes Buddy Carter. We don't know where he's at with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Do you think he is going to sit down with Trump to one-on-one show Trump the data that Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot win the state? Give me number 41. Republicans only have a 3-seat advantage in 100 member of the U.S. Senate. The big picture, Kemp and Trump have had a falling out in 2020, right? In both the White House and the governor's mansion, there's concerns with polling that shows firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene would win the Republican primary but lose to Ossoff. One poll conducted by a Republican group shows her getting smoked, said one person who had viewed the numbers. The president loves MTG. He doesn't love her chances in the general, the Trump advisor said. Greene has not ruled out the race. All right, so they're starting to put out names. Brian Kemp, the control. That's what we're going to talk about at 10 o'clock, even in further depth in Georgia. The control they don't want to lose. The Georgia GOP Inc., they're all set to make sure they keep control of the party, keep control of who's on the ballot. They want to control every single thing from state house to state senate to members of Congress to U.S. Senate to the governor's office. They want the control. Now, here's the thing. Kemp will be governor during the 2026 election campaign. He'll be a lame duck governor. In fact, he is now. I mean, the fact that Brian Kemp has made his announcement that he won't seek a Senate seat and he can no longer run for governor, he's got 2 years left, but he's a lame duck governor right now in Georgia. So that means some people in the next legislative session could stand up to him, but they won't. They won't. He still wields the power. He's going to see if he can get Trump on the same page with others in the state concerning our up-and-coming Senate race. And I don't know, what say you? Now, I'm going to throw this out here because I do know some people like this individual. We know Buddy Carter is in the race for Senate. The 1st district is open. We know the Republican. I'm going to say the Republican Party. They're going to get angry about that, but we know Republicans are looking for someone to run in the 1st district, and it's not Candace Taylor. We'll talk about that. But let me put this out here. And number 55, Buddy Carter is the first prominent Republican to challenge Georgia Democrat U.S. Senate John Ossoff. The only reason the AJC is mentioning this name, the only reason is they know the backstory of what I'm about to tell you. The AJC would not acknowledge this individual if what I'm about to tell you is not true. And what I mean by that would be he's not the first Republican in the race. That would be Reagan Box, an activist who has been campaigning at local GOP grassroots events across the state for months. Reagan Box is a plant. Reagan Box is a plant. The AJC knows it. That's why they've put her name out there, and they're telling you she's going to GOP grassroots events. Reagan Box is a plant for the Senate race. Okay, we're going to take a break. Then we have 30 minutes before the Georgia hour. And we'll come back. I want to talk about Russia and China and North Korea for a minute and some other headlines as we close out our week and get ready for the Georgia hour. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, We can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on Voice of Rural America. Okay, I'll explain that. Okay, can you explain to us why you think Reagan Box is a plant? I've heard this sentiment before. Okay. All right. It won't be today. I made a statement. Reagan Box is a plant. I will do it Monday. We will explain. Trump is talking to Kemp. Kemp is up there. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is going to have a private meeting to try to control the Senate race in Georgia. Okay. Now, Candace Taylor, plant. Okay. Now, I don't want to leave you hanging, but Brian Kemp, $80 million, $100 million. They put people in your rooms to report on you, okay? They infiltrate your groups and they put them in your room. Okay, if Democrats or other people come in your room in your meeting, you're going to be suspicious. Well, what better than to find people that come across, speak your language, and come into your meetings and talk MAGA or sound the way Reagan Box, we'll use her for an example. You're welcoming, and that's what they want. And I'll go into great detail next week, all right? You got to keep this in mind. Everybody across Georgia, in fact, across the country, when you have meetings and you have groups, every time there's an election cycle, some people put plants in place to report back. Now, I want to play this. Diane, I sent you a video. Did you get the video I just sent? I sent you a video. I forgot to send it this morning. I think that's what's happened to video 10, which you have video 10 now. But when you told me earlier 10 was blank, this is the one I thought I sent to you. All right? I thought I sent this to you. Do you have the video?
Yeah, I've got it.
All right. If you have it loaded, can you run the video?
Yesterday, Attorney General of the United States Pam Bondi was at the White House and disclosed what she represented as brand new information in relation to Jeffrey Epstein, the existence of tens of thousands of videos featuring little children.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, this is the first time an official has publicly acknowledged that videos of Epstein and his victims exist. What you may not know as just 9 days prior, the Attorney General had a very similar conversation with a total stranger in a restaurant.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been.
Okay.
So.
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
In the past, officials have spoken about the, quote, mountain of evidence in the Epstein case, but they've never, previous to that moment, acknowledged on the existence of videos of, quote, little kids. Just a few days later, at 2 p.m. on May 1st, our reporter sent the AG's office the text of the recording. We asked why this detail had not been disclosed to the public, but was instead being told to a random stranger at a restaurant. The Attorney General used almost the exact same language as she did with the stranger in the restaurant, language that we shared with her press office.
There are tens of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, we hesitated to publish this story, but believe, like we did yesterday, that the public has a right to know. And this one raises serious questions. On one hand, why did our country's highest law enforcement official share this information first not with the American people, but with a self-described nanny at brunch? But more importantly, why was this information held back in the first place? Does this show that a government apparatus is still working behind the scenes to protect powerful people involved in the scandal? Based upon the response to our Epstein story yesterday, it's clear that the American people want answers, and they want accountability.
Now, I have to agree, because we have asked this question over and over, okay? I have been told to take my time, relax, they're working on things. That's what I've been told. Well, they're working on things. Same thing with Kash Patel, FBI, all right? They're working on things. Pam Bondi can go on Fox News 4 times a day. And I say that jokingly, but we know it's true. She can go on there 4 times a day. We have heard, remember, Epstein didn't kill himself. He's in a, we have, who was it, Diane? Dr. Bodden, right? Remember the Dr. Bodden? That's the one where the cameras went out and Hillary went to visit him. No, just joking. But Epstein committed suicide. And Vince Foster shot himself in the back of the head. Now, that being said, we have been for years. People know this. We have that piece of garbage from across the pond. Yes, the Prince, whatever his name is, in the royal family, right? Underage girls. We know it's true. But here's what I'm with them 100%. Why would every day they're going to release the Epstein files? We've been told this, right? And why is the Attorney General of the United States, why is she in a restaurant? James O'Keefe, great work. Why is she in a restaurant with a total stranger, a stranger, revealing this information that she hasn't talked to the public? And only after it's brought out to her does she say this. Kids, who are they protecting? Who in power are they protecting? I mean, we hear all the time what they do to children, the lawmakers in D.C. I mean, I'm just saying, all across this country, what they do to children. And why can't we expose what Epstein did and who's involved? So I want to say, I follow James O'Keefe's work. I follow his work. I don't highlight it on this program. I do politics more than anything. But I've been asking the question over and over, how do we feel about Pam Bondi? What's going on? Is the FBI pouring through this video? Or are they pouring through the video to remove certain people? What's going on? I think it's a legitimate question to ask. Now, before we go to break for the Georgia Hour, keep this in mind, all right, that China, 65, give me 65, all right, Xi Jinping is over with, I forget how many world leaders. Sisi, is that his name, from Egypt? There's world leaders over there. Putin marks World War II Victory Day with parade and wreath laying, okay? And that's world leaders. And Xi Jinping from China is with him there, number 66. Okay? Right there is, 66, there he is. He's there for 3 days. And there's several different world leaders there. I don't know if it's like 59 different world leaders. It's almost like Russia is close to back in with the world, close. Not saying they are. Now, one other thing I want to show you, because as we're paying attention here, give me 45. As they are over there in Moscow marking World War II, North Korea missile test simulates nuclear attack. Now, this is on South Korea, okay? Tested 2 short-range missile systems on Thursday to simulate a nuclear attack on the U.S. and South Korean forces over in North Korea. North Korea has sent military to fight with Russia. Xi Jinping is with Vladimir Putin. Putin has told the Americans, I won the war in Ukraine. Here's what I want. So a lot is going on. What say you about, and I haven't had time to go into great detail and read and research what is happening here. What say you on the trade deal with the UK? Number 79. And there's something we want to talk about. Is that 79? There's the Pope. Where does Pope Leo stand on key issues? We shall see. Give me 78. There's a new trade deal that they've worked on with the UK. Here is the baseline tariffs on British imports. US, UK finalizing the trade deal. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday in Ukraine, the Ukrainian parliament voted to accept, it's our people, we pay them, to accept the minerals deal. So that was done yesterday. And number 80, yes, China wants to make a deal. China wants to make a deal, number 80, right there. This weekend, don't listen to any other media out there. They want to lead you to believe that Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, and China are just going to bump into each other. China's saying we didn't initiate. America's saying we did not initiate, but the two of them, I think it's in Switzerland. They're going to bump into each other. So don't let the media. You will have news come Monday where China is concerned, or maybe the Sunday shows. Let's see. I had one here. Stop it with the Fox News staffing agency. People are tired of the Fox News staffing agency. Yesterday, I showed you this on my hat I had up here. This is 37. I put hats up here from time to time, and this is a hat that I have, and on the back of the hat it says Colombo. And yesterday I found that hat and I forgot about that pin. Number 36. Ronald Reagan, let's make America great again. As you can see, there's a little age on that pin. Little age there. Let me make sure on the national side that we're not forgetting anything. No, not that I'm aware of. So when we return, it'll be time for the Georgia Hour. We'll return with the Georgia Hour. And 58, Hail to the King, Josh McCoon. We're going to answer all your questions about the endorsement by President Donald Trump, some rule changes that were put in, the real world on credit cards and severance packages for employees exiting. You can't make this up. Hail to the King. And there is the Travis and Katie Frost and King Josh. And there is, let's see, Blink. Who's that in his lap? Who's the lap dog? Blink, 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 blink. Oh! Josh's lap dog is the attack dog, Debbie Dooley. When we return, the Georgia Hour.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $9,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait for Memorial Day. Get them before they're gone. $12,500 off Silverado 1500s. $9,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Josh McCoon. Josh McCoon. I see no corruption. I see no problems. I believe everything Josh tells me. If Josh tells me, it must be the truth. I am a McCoon zombie. I am a Josh McCoon zombie. That was unnecessary. I don't know what to make of it. They're zombies. It's like I see them. I went over to Gordon County last night. Now look, this used to be friendly territory for BKP. I used to go over to Gordon quite often and see their great group of patriots. I used to go to Whitfield County, right? It's okay. I understand I'm no longer welcome there. They say, well, you're welcome, but okay, we get it. I go in there. Now, these people talk unity. We're going to show you everything today, and Monday we're going to come right back. Now, Monday, I'm your host. You're watching the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour, Friday, on Voice of Rural America, the Georgia Hour. Now, they discuss, they never stop They never stop discussing unity, okay? And unity to them has a different definition. It's called submission. You have to submit. It's not unity. It's code work for submit. You must submit to their line of what I consider corruption. I mean, I could give you 20 people in the room last night that not even a year ago, 7 months ago, whatever it may be, not even a year ago, would call me, would talk to me, would shake my hand, say hello. At least 20 people. Not even a hello, how are you tonight? Now they think, or they present themselves as the better people. They are a higher standard. Like Jim Tully over in Paulden. Not even hello. Kathleen Thorman, whatever her name is in Gordon, not even a hello. Denise, I forget your name up there in Whitfield, I forget your last, not Burns, they're better. We have not submitted to them. Unity is just a word. Okay, now, the endorsement. Let's go to the endorsement. Number 48. Now, I'm not endorsing anybody. I just go through yesterday, last night, and this one came up, and I thought it was good. And this is Kylie Kramer with an E, okay? And I thought it was a good one, all right? Yes, I've seen the endorsement. Love Donald J. Trump, but I'm not worried. So I agree with that. We have seen Trump make uninformed endorsements against the base before, and when the rest of the financials are released and other improprieties, I think that's what it says. I haven't had my glasses on this morning. I am confident the endorsement will not matter. Crimes have consequences. I said, well, okay. I can agree with that. I do it every day. Sounded good to me. Chairman Josh McCoon is doing a fantastic job leading the Republican Party of Georgia, a state I love and won big in 2024. But a state that Josh will not say if you won in 2020. Josh is 100% MAGA, and I know he will continue to do a fantastic job and secure many more victories for Georgia Republicans in 2026 and beyond. Josh McCoon has my complete and total endorsement for the re-election as chairman of the Republican Party. Missed that Georgia right there. He will never let you down. Now, a couple things happened yesterday. One, the president of the United States, and the reason I put Kylie on there is Kylie knows, Josh knows, and many others know that there are a string of endorsements that I would call purchased, I would just call it that, or large donations come into play, or returning the favor, whatever it may be. But several endorsements came out from President Trump yesterday at the same time for different party chairs. So we don't know if Michael Whatley, we don't know exactly who called this in and said now. And the reason I say now is Josh is bleeding bad with the base. What has been exposed, he is hurting enormously. This is break glass in case of an emergency. So I don't know if he is on the phone, because Josh has got a lot of problems right now. He's got the zombies out there, and they can't attack They can't attack the information. They can only attack personally people. That's all they can do. So they're in a huddle. We can't attack the information. What do we do here? Let's see if we can call in the endorsement. Now, they have been planning on getting the endorsement, but when? They have been the strategic strategy. 2 weeks ago on a Friday night, take that down. 2 weeks ago on a Friday night, all right, Michael Whatley, RNC chair, was in the 9th district, and he was, it was great working with Josh, and I look forward to working with the entire team in 2026. So we don't know if Josh called Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, and said, I got to have the endorsement now. What this is the old change the subject. Josh and all of his minions and his zombies said yesterday, we have to change the subject. We got a problem here. And I'm going to show you, because in the real world, it's starting to resonate. This doesn't work. So we know Josh McCoon, number 6, used the Georgia Republican Party credit card. We know that. And I don't think there's a coincidence in politics, and you may think, well, it's not quite that powerful, but we have pounded this. The Georgia Record Bill has. Social media has picked up on it. It's on fire. Many of you out there are starting to, all over the state and nationally, sharing these documents. And it's hurting Josh. And it's hurting the zombies, the McCoon zombies. They're like, what do we do? Even John Fredericks had to, number 5. John Fredericks had to get off the air yesterday. And I'm just going to say, when John Fredericks got off the air yesterday from the Peach Pits or whatever you call it, he had to call Marcy McCarthy and say, you guys got a problem. All right. I'm just saying that. He had to say, look, I just covered all I could cover. You guys better figure out what you're going to do next. You might need to call that favor in now. Now, I don't know that happened, because yesterday they went on there. We're going to show you, because the zombies, the McCoon zombies, they can overlook this corruption. This kind of corruption, if it's Stacey Abrams or a Democrat, they cheer about it. They love it. And they highlight it. And wow, look at those bad Democrats. But let's just say it's Republicans in Georgia. Then we're supposed to unite, right? Surrender. Unite, all right? Surrender to them and work together and overlook corruption. So I think yesterday I'm going to show you. Now, in the real world, you don't pull out the company credit card. And we know this, so take that down. And number 11, we know the personal trainer, okay? We know that. Company credit card. We've thousands of dollars. We know number 15, Scottsdale, Arizona, not Georgia. In March, we know the company credit card was swiped in Scottsdale, Arizona. He bought everybody drinks that night in March of this year after an election in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay. Number 18, company credit card's been swiped here. They're, at a trampoline. Well, that's only $58.27. Well, it's a reoccurring charge, I guess. Is it a monthly charge or whatever? We know the company credit card, and more is going to happen. Here's one we highlighted yesterday, and we'll go back to it. In number 19, here's where the company credit card, the GOP Inc. credit card, was used. Florilla, Georgia, Butts County, where Josh McCoon's wife is chairman of the Butts County Chamber of Commerce. Can't make that up. We showed it to you yesterday. Does she have a credit card? Can't make this up. Now, we showed yesterday, we'll get into that one in a moment. Travis Bowden, the second lie. They are struggling because Donald Trump endorsed, we will highlight that. Number 32, Lutz Cleaners. Nobody has gone in and told Donald J. Trump that Josh McCoon will not. We're gonna show you the video. Josh McCoon will not acknowledge the 2020 election was stolen. He will not. We're going to show you why we think he's running for Secretary of State. And President Trump he's not aware that Josh McCoon tried to get a former Dominion lobbyist as a delegate and is a karaoke buddy. President Trump is trying to make trade deals. President Trump is going to Saudi Arabia. President Trump has wars and people wanting to go to war. He has a total Biden disaster. He just doesn't have time for this race. And somebody called in a favor. That's all this boils down to. Now, we know Josh pulled out the credit card at the dry cleaners. And we'll go with that. So Josh is going around and saying it's just an accident. It's just an accident. I accidentally pulled out the wrong credit card. Get over it. Now, this is where I'm telling you that, Marcy, the narcissist, you know what? But John Fredericks, I don't know what happened, but I know when John Fredericks got off that show yesterday, he's like, you guys got a problem. Because this all happened yesterday. Now, give me video 10. And listen close, video 10.
You guys want to weigh in here?
Yeah, I would, because I talked to Josh a little bit about it last night. And many of us carry different types of credit cards, corporate cards, personal cards. And they, some of them look similar. And what I asked the question is, did the cards look similar enough that you just flip it out and pop it on the counter? And that's all it was. I don't know how many of you guys, but I have a couple American Express cards. I have a personal American Express card. I have a corporate American Express card. They look pretty much identical. And if I don't have my readers on and like verifying the company name on the bottom, at the end of the day, I have flipped down the wrong card unintentionally. And it happens. And you're like, uh-oh, right? And they look pretty much the same. And you're kind of just doing 6 things at the same time to check out. And I think it was an honest mistake. And Josh, what he really did was correct it immediately. And if you have any kind of subscription membership types of things, it is not the easiest thing to unwind. I have a couple of them myself. And periodically, when you even put them on hold, they still will charge you. So, and that happened actually to me yesterday with one. So here's the fact of the matter. He did the right. It is on the disclosures. I also just want to say and applaud this. You guys do. Accounting is about transparency, as you mentioned, Josh, but it's called debits and credits and corrections. And so you go through an audit, you realize there's something of an error there. You add it there later and you kind of make the correction. As long as you have the documentation for the debit and the credit, this is accounting 101, and can, verify what that is. He didn't do it. There was a debit and then there was a credit. So the fact of the matter is he paid it back. He recognized the error. And like, as Josh said at the very beginning, when you have fumes and nothing to run on, this is what you have. You run on anger, you run on complaint, you look like the grievance section of, Walmart and the, what's that? Dr.
Would
Seuss.
you say the grievance section?
I have a vision right now of Dr.
grievance
Seuss
section of
and the grievance section of Walmart.
Well, and here's another thing that these.
So John Fredericks goes on. I thought the video had Fredericks included also, but I guess it doesn't. I thought it had John Fredericks also, but that's okay. John Fredericks goes on after that, and I'm sorry, I got to turn my volume down here. John Fredericks goes on after that, and he starts talking about how he confuses cards all the time, why he pulls out the wrong card here, and it's so easy to do. And as you can see, Josh is just there like this. Yeah, it happens. It happens. And Marcy talked with Josh the night before. So I don't know. Let's just speculate what happened. Josh, we got to get out in front of this. It's getting traction. Let's go on John. You come on John's show. You tell us what happened. Get out of the way, and John and I will run cover for you. You see, in the real world, no one does that. Now, what really upset them yesterday afternoon, right? Marcy went through, he paid it back. It was just an accident. But then yesterday afternoon, the treasurer, number 60, put this out. Okay? Because we're talking about the real world. So Lori McLean put out, just to be clear, as treasurer and first vice chairman of the Gwinnett GOP, I carried a credit card dedicated to the Gwinnett GOP expenses for 4 years and never once pulled it out by accident to pay for personal expense. Just saying. Never once by accident. Now, the treasurer, she is the treasurer of the Georgia GOP. She wrote that. She's been listening all week. That's the common sense. That's the logic in the real world. Because here's the bottom line. It's not a campaign of anger. It's not. It's not a campaign of grievances. It's not. But how can you, every time you turn around, Josh McCoon stands up and says, we raised $3 million. Now, the Georgia GOP, Inc. has absolutely no budget. Everybody has an operating budget. Now, we're going to go into the second lie. And then we're going to go into why I think he's running for Secretary of State. And then we're going to go into if Donald Trump only knew that his karaoke partner is a former Dominion lobbyist. You can't make any of this up. And we have other stuff coming up. We're working on, I know why. I met Jeff Delamajoro. I met him last night in Gordon County. There's a reason why Josh has put this slate together. Now, I call it, my personal opinion, his personal cover-up team. That's what I call it, the cover-up team. You see, Josh does not want these questions. Josh does not want anyone looking. Josh wants you to be a McCoon zombie and just say, oh, Trump won, Trump won, Trump won, Josh good, David bad, Trump won. That's what they want. Submission. Submission is what they want. Now, the cover-up team. So here's the second one. Now, I understand, correct me if necessary. Now, I understand Travis Bowden left in June. This is what I'm being told, left in June. Now, in the real world, okay, there is Hold on, I got to turn this one down. You guys are lighting it up today, right? All right, I've got to give me just a second. You see, these guys are lighting it up. I can't wait to read all of these. You're lighting it up. So phone's ringing off the hook. So in the real world, okay, no one works somewhere. Give me number 8. So we know this, and he gets mad, and this is Josh and Travis Bowden. Okay, this is his friend. Last night at Gordon County, I looked at the camera. I got it on video. I have not asked for, nor has David Cross offered me a job at the Georgia GOP Inc. But they keep going around and saying that because they cannot deny the content, and they call it anger. Now, again, they talk about the money they raise, but people do not have faith. Let me tell you something. In the Joe Biden economy, all right, this is Travis, and this is what we're talking about. So give me number. Oh, man. Where's it at? I got it here. Give me just a minute. That's the cleaners. Wait a minute, I think it's down here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's credit card. Where is the one I wanted? I'm looking for this one here. That's Georgia Republican Party. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Don't go anywhere. That's Georgia Republican Party. That's the steakhouse. My God. Let me see here. Hold on. I got the steakhouse. Josh, you got so many of these damn receipts here. I'm looking for the 7,500 one, Diane. I know I have it. That's the steakhouse. I was looking for Travis's $7,500 one.
It's 95. Let me move it to where I can put it on the bottom.
Okay, thank you. Why am I? All right. So sorry about that, folks. Oh, there it is. Okay. So sorry for the delay. So we've talked about this all week, but here is the problem. They keep lying. They can't look at you and tell you the truth. Cannot. Now, in the real world, if you have a job for 1 year and you are let go, because that's what we were told, Travis was let go, dismissed, you're told to put your stuff in a box and leave. Right? But Josh says that he worked out a negotiated deal with attorneys for a severance package for Travis. All right? Now, we understand this is $7,500, and this is 12/2/2024, right? December of 2024 is when it went out, $7,500. Now, a couple things. He left in June. I was told he left in June. June was his last month. June. He got paid in July and August. So I'm being told, help me out here. If there's something we got to correct, we want to be accurate, that he left in June, but he did receive his payments in July and August. We'll show you that. But nowhere do you work 1 year, and get a $7,500 severance package. This is the real world. Now,
so he worked from June 2023 to June 2024?
Yes, because we got elected in June 2023 at the convention, and that's when he got the job. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, got it.
1 year. Now, everybody else out there, how do you look at them and say, Josh will go around and say, well, David can't fundraise. He can't fundraise. How do you go around and ask anyone to fundraise when I'm pretty sure if Josh gets reelected, this guy will get the job again? But here you go, $7,500 in the Biden economy. Wouldn't you just love to work somewhere 1 year, get this severance in December when you're struggling in the Biden economy? Or would you rather send the Georgia GOP $25 in one of those donation emails to give to one of McCoon's kids there, right? It's like, send me $35 so I could support a McCoon kid today. For just the price of a cup of coffee a day, you could help support a McCoon kid. I'm serious. Bottom line. Now, listen to Josh explain it. Now, John Fredericks yesterday obviously was entirely set up to just gloss over and help Josh explain. This is why the Trump endorsement came out last night. This is exactly why it came out. And Donald J. Trump basically didn't put a lot of thought into the Georgia GOP Inc. endorsement of Josh McCoon. Did not put a lot of thought. You got to remember, Trump's not on the ballot again. All right. Now, give me video 11. Let Josh explain this.
So Travis Bowden was our executive director. There was a negotiated severance agreement that was prepared by the attorneys here at the Georgia Republican Party. Pretty standard. He got 1 month severance, and it was paid in December of 2024. So
pretty standard. Now, this is coming from a guy that has no knowledge of the private sector. Josh McCoon truly has zero knowledge of the private sector and how it really works. He really doesn't. His paycheck is government. Georgia GOP Inc. He's a volunteer. Volunteer with travel, steak, McDonald's fries, whatever he needs, whenever he needs at any given time with the credit card. But that being said, pretty standard, negotiated by our attorneys, pretty standard to be paid out in December. No one does that, folks. No one. Now, he got 1 month severance. So we understand you can't get over. Somebody's going to say, well, you've done this a couple. No, we have to do it again because Donald Trump endorsed him, and we have to clear up that this guy lies.
Hey, can I bring something up?
You can bring something up.
Are you stuck in a... Well, here.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
So look at this. So these are all mixed up. The dates are all mixed up. But so he left in June, right? So he got a payment here in June. There's another June payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a July 15th payment. But looky here. Here's a July 31st payment and another July 31st payment. And then August 30th, August 31st, August 15th. So he's getting 3 payments in July and August. And then he's got oh no, I'm sorry. These are 2023. I apologize. Never mind.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. No one's upset. Don't apologize.
So, yeah, he
No,
got.
take that down. Relax. I know what's wrong here is you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, wow, all right, so now that we're having Diane relax and take a deep breath, trust me, I need it too. Give me 94. Or no, not 94. I want to put up exactly what Diane was actually looking for. Give me 96. Now this is July 2024. Now apparently he's gone in August. Okay? Now here are the two payments. So he got a payment in July. Now, to me, he's not there. He got a payment in July of $27.38. Now, I don't know, but we're going to look at this $27.38. And then he got a payment in July again on the 31st of $27.41. And that equals $5,479. Now, if I'm correct, and I say if because we want to be accurate, that is July. Now let's go to the August payment. That's 94. Now, apparently he's gone in June. All right. Now, this one has a transaction date of 8/15. All right. For Travis Bowden, 8/15. So let's do that one. So 27.41.32. We'll give him his pennies. And then we have 27.41 again, 27.41. And this time he's got 33. So that is 54.82. Now what we will do is we'll take the 7,500 and we'll give him the largest one that month minus 54.79. So that's 2,021. No, so it looks like a monthly salary, and it looks like he got a couple months over that salary when he left, but it looks like a monthly salary for him at that time was $5,479. Now, I don't know if we're talking about benefits, whatever, but that looks like the 1 month was $5,000. All right, whatever. So let's go back and let's run video 11 one more time.
So Travis Bowden was our executive director. There was a negotiated severance agreement that was prepared by the attorneys here at the Georgia Republican Party. Pretty standard. He got 1 month severance, and it was paid in December of 2024. So
we report, you decide. Where have you heard that before? Do you think he lied? Or do you think he got caught? And if he got caught at this, what else is he doing? And what else will he do? Because the McCoon zombies don't want to see any wrongdoing here. Everything's fine. It's not a big deal. He goes to Brooks Brothers, slides a card, fit and trim, looking smooth. He paid it back. He goes to the dry cleaners. This is what they say. Hey, maybe pick up a dress. Don't know. Pays it back. Goes down to the candle shop, gets a candle, gets whatever, pays it back. Goes to the gym, pays it back. That's what we hear, right? Non-stop. Now, no budget. In the real world, there's a budget. There's entertainment expenses. We're not upset. If Josh McCoon, as the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, has a donor coming into town and they need to sit down, he's got 4 or 5 people, they got 4 or 5 people, this donor's going to drop $1 million and they have a $2,000 steak dinner and they get $1 million. I get it. I've been there. But it has to be in a report. It has to be in a budget format. It cannot just be spend it if you got it. Someone else's money. Now, $7,500. Now, I'm going to lay this out. Before I do, last night, we're going to lay out that Josh McCoon does not believe the 2020 election was stolen, because we're going to go into that. And then I'm going to show you once again for the weekend how a Dominion lobbyist, don't forget number 9, his wife, Jacqueline McCoon, I have been told that she supported Nikki Haley. That's what I've been told. I've been told in 2016 she never really cared for Donald Trump. I'm just being told that. I don't know. Being told that. I've been told that her consulting company has done work for Democrats in the past. In fact, I've been told that you can find some things where Stacey Abrams has paid her consulting group. I've been told that. I've been told one of her video editors that works on video for her when she's handling campaigns or something political, I've been told that one of her video editors is openly a Democrat and well known to be a Democrat that works on her staff when she's doing that kind of work. That's what I've been told. But I do know for a fact that a Dominion lobbyist is Josh McCoon's karaoke partner. Now, last night, I love this so much. Now, Diane, video 2 is going to have 2 timestamps, okay? It's going to have actually 3 timestamps. But last night in Gordon County, Lisa Pierce drives. She's running for first vice chair. Now, I'm going to say this. People are going to say, well, that's not very nice. But Sally Grubbs has taken the tone that she's going to just, she knows she was wrong in Cobb County. She knows she blew it in Cobb County. She knows Cobb County is a mess with Democrats and she ran the place, okay? She knows that. So it looks and sounds like to me that she's changed her campaign style as she's decided to pray her way into office. I'm serious. Just saying. Now, give me video 2. This is Lisa Pierce, and I just loved it so much. I'm going to give her the full 3 minutes here on the show. Listen to what she says. She lays it out. Oh, by the way, Josh is in the back of the room. Let me set this up. Josh is in the back of the room, and she's looking at him. 19 minutes, video 2, 19 minutes and 29 seconds. You're going to absolutely love this.
And muddy. Hold on, let me get her all situated. You ready? Sit down. Thank you. Okay, my name is Lisa Pierce, and I am the current Upson County Chairwoman. I'm running for first vice chair. I am a Christian, first of all. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother of 2 granddaughters and 1 grandson on the way that we're super excited. For 27 years, I traveled this state working in large cities and small cities, so I have a unique perspective of knowing the people of Georgia and what they need. Why am I running? I'm running because we need people on the executive committee that will push through Trump's agenda. We need hand-marked, hand-counted paper ballots. That is the only way we can have an audible election and we know who we vote for. We also need one-day voting. Yes. The second reason I'm running is because I am the only one who is an who lives in and represents an under 80,000 county. And that's important because we have unique needs in the under 80 counties. The third reason is because I have proven leadership. Our number one job as a chairperson is to grow the membership and deliver results at the ballot box. Unfortunately, unlike one of my opponents, the former Cobb County chair, her county was one of the 20 counties that went more blue, not red. So that means that she actually failed at her job, yet she's standing up here asking you all for a promotion. I call that failing up, and that's not how we need to go. What we did in Upson County is we did increase our membership. But more importantly, we delivered the results. If you look at 2020 versus 2024, we increased our Republican turnout by 3%, but more importantly, we decreased our Democrat vote by 2.55%. That's the results you need, and that's what leadership looks like. The fourth reason that I'm running is because we have to build for 2026. It's a pivotal year. We have the governor race, the AG race, the Secretary of State race. And we definitely have to change our Democrat Senate seat to Republican. And the only way we're going to do that is by having a grassroots organization, and we've got to start building that now. Okay, I know that I'm new to this political stuff, and one of the things that I was naive about was the true difference between establishment and the grassroots. One of the tactics that the establishment uses to keep the grassroots out is to delay and silence you. They delay access to information and run out the clock. To delay is to deny. As many of you know, I wasn't added to the ballot in the beginning, but because I had put my resume within the body of the intent to run, not as an attachment. I'd ask, where in the rules does it state that it must be in an attachment? Bottom line, there is no rule. I was denied, but unity, right, Josh? When asked at the Hall County GOP meeting why I was denied, Josh stated that it was because I didn't attach my political resume. But we both know that was only half the truth. But unity, right, Josh? We received a 9-page NDA which states that if you disparage the Georgia GOP, and who decides what disparagement is? You could be fined $25,000 for each incident. Would you sign that document if you owned anything? No. But unity, right, Josh? I've been listening to all the candidates for quite some time. And after the third time of listening to Betsy's speech, I leaned over to another candidate and asked, why is she constantly talking about her last name? And they said, well, Kylie, duh. But unity, right, Betsy? I do not unify with people.
2 minutes.
I unify with principles like honesty, integrity, and transparency, none of which I've seen out of many of these candidates. It's like George Carlin said, it's a club and you ain't in it. To be honest, I don't want to be in that club. We must demand candidates to tell the whole truth, not half the truth. We need candidates that will stand up for the people even when it's hard. We need candidates that are honest, have integrity, and are willing to let all people look behind the curtain. I am that candidate, and I hope that you will vote for me in Dalton in June. Thank you.
What I appreciate the most.
All right. So Lisa Pierce, right, Josh? That was I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow. I mean, I don't know what she's going to say. Cobb, Cobb, one of the 20 counties that went more blue. Sally's failing up. Sally Grubbs is trying to pray her way into the position right now. I mean, she's God-loving everybody. She is, let's have open hearts. I mean, my God, it's just like was sickening last night. And we need to stop and say a kind word to each other. But her ass don't say shit to me. I'm sorry. She didn't even say hello, right? All right, but I do not care. So Sally's trying to pray her way up. She's in a mess because this lady just called it. They tried to silence her, delay her access. All right. Run out the clock and deny her. And they know it. They did everything they could to stop that lady from getting on the ballot. Right, Josh? Unity, right, Josh? Half the truth, right, Josh? Disparage. Who decides that? Right, Josh? Oh, let's go to Betsy Kramer. Because I don't know. Betsy Kramer, are you guys going to call her anti-Semitic today? Because she actually said your name. Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to attack her? Because Betsy Kramer always attacks Kylie. Unity, right, Betsy? Unity, right, Josh? Unity, right? All of you. The Josh zombies. Betsy Kramer's always attacking Kylie Kramer because they spell it C-R-E and she spells it C-R-A and looks down her nose. Right, Betsy? So I just had to play that. That's my favorite. Now, Josh cannot answer the 2020 election. Let's go there because I think he's running for Secretary of State. Now, here's the thing. Josh wants to be a state office. Now, this is, when I say that, this is what I firmly believe. Josh wants, give me number 50. Don't forget, he was a state senator. He did not, somebody asked me last night, so why did he run for Georgia GOP chair? Okay, now, Josh is a state senator, Josh McCoon, and he gets some name recognition. And there was a running joke. There was a little running joke that Josh would come in every morning at the state Senate and bring 2 or 3 suits. So he would have a different suit on every time he talked to the media that day. So Josh would go to the state Senate and man, he went to the media like over and over and over on a daily basis when he was a state senator over different things. All right. Now he got some name recognition and he wanted to run for Secretary of State. Now, as you can see, Brad Raffensperger had what? Money. Brad Raffensperger is very wealthy. Now, at this race here in May of 2018, you and I don't know Brad Raffensperger. Some of us have to admit we voted for Brad Raffensperger because there was a runoff. You see, it was a runoff between David Belle and Brad Raffensperger. And when it was David Belle and Brad Raffensperger, I'll tell you right now, okay? I voted for Josh McCoon in 2018. Yep, that may have been one of the votes, Josh, I cast that you claim I legally could not. But I've always admitted to every vote I ever cast. So just so you know, Josh, I voted for you in 2018. You didn't make the runoff. And then, hey, transparency, baby. I voted for Brad Raffensperger. Hey. All right. I didn't know Brad Raffensperger. He's in the runoff. I met him several times. We were at an event in the runoff. He came over to sit down with me. And I thought, well, David Belle, Brad Raffensperger is an outside guy. He's a business owner. This guy's mayor of Alpharetta. But enough of that being said. I'm going to explain my logic. There is logic out there. So during this election, Josh goes up against the former mayor of Alpharetta, which has some money, and then a very wealthy man, Brad Raffensperger. So Josh loses this race, does not get into the runoff, and Josh McCoon comes out. I had a conversation with Josh about a week after this. Buzz Brockway, oh my God. But I had a conversation with Josh McCoon about a week after this, back when he was speaking to me, and we discussed the money side of it. You know, what happened? Didn't have enough money to pull off that last couple weeks. And so Josh knows this failed campaign was due to money. And he knows this failed campaign was due to the fact that he didn't have enough name recognition and could not go against the money that Brad Raffensperger or David Belle Isles could put into the race. There you go. So Brad, he goes over to the insurance office and he starts working out his game plan, right? To not only know or have money to run Secretary of State, this time he knows GOP chairs all across the state. He knows Charlie Kirk. He knows major donors. He has made major deals, in my opinion. In fact, he could run this time and things could be different. And he could have the money he needed here. He wants to be Secretary of State. This is just totally my opinion. Now, I think the game plan has always been to get Sally in or Katie Frost. Because once Josh wins in June, what are you going to do like 60 days later if he resigns and announces he's running for Secretary of State? What are you going to do? How upset are you going to be? You got the McCoon zombies. They'll fall right into place. They're all ready. So here's my reasoning. Now, I picked this up. This is Facebook, all right? And on Facebook, I want 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 31 seconds. And I've picked this up 3 times, and there's a reason he's sticking with this. And I just say this. This is a long shot for me, but I'm going to show it to you right here. Video 4, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 31 seconds. This is about 3 weeks ago at Athens UGA College Republican night.
Questions. Josh, would you support paper ballots? And also, if Caroline Jeffers were not the assistant secretary, could she still help with fundraising for the Georgia GOP?
So let me I'll take the first question. I'm for paper ballots. I've been for paper ballots. I'm the only person in this room, I think, who ran for Secretary of State because I was concerned about the debold electronic voting machines. There's an ad of me, probably many of y'all in this room are familiar with the movie Office Space, but we did sort of a riff on that movie where I took a baseball bat to an electronic voting machine. I mean, I'm for paper ballots. I want to be real clear about something, though. I'm not going to tell you a story and say, if you elect me chairman, I can wave a magic wand and make it happen. Because there are 2 ways it can happen. The legislature can legislate it, or we can elect a Secretary of State in 2026 who on day 1 decertifies the machines. Those are the 2 ways that can happen. But I am for paper ballots, yes ma'am. And secondly, maybe she would.
All right, so let's break this down. I ran for Secretary of State, okay? This is how my brain works. I support paper ballots. Now, there's only 2 ways to get there. Legislatively, right? Now, keep this in mind. Josh and the Georgia GOP did not push, was it SB 214? They did not push the paper ballot legislation. Now, these are facts. HB 397, off the top of my head, right? They pretended, knowing it was going to die, they did, to push that bill. But when the Senate came out with SB 214, I think it was Colton Moore introduced it, Steve Gooch signed on to it, Greg Dolezal signed on to it. We pushed as hard as we can, and we got it to the House, and it died. But at no time, that was our paper ballot bill this year. At no time did the Georgia GOP Inc., led by that guy, push that ballot. Paper ballots. Didn't happen, but he says he's for them. Now figure out the second thing. As Secretary of State, on day one, what you got to do is elect the Secretary of State on day one that'll decertify the machines. Now pick up what he's laying down. So let's say this. Let's hold this for 2 more times. Now, give me video 3. Now, hold on. I got it here. I want video 3. That's from the other night, last Friday night. Listen to this. Josh, if you don't win. So, Katie Frost, which was set up. Now, let me just throw this in here as a side note, okay? Go ahead and give me 57. And then give me, I'm going to get this. Stay with me, because we're not concerned about Donald Trump endorsing him. We're going to put this all out. Number 16, all right? So the other night, I told the audience last night, I have moderated 40, I'm just going to go with 40 debates. 40. And I have never moderated one debate. I moderated the only Secretary of State debate, David Belle-Isle, Brad Raffensperger, TJ Hudson, and Jody Heiss. But not one time out of 40 debates did I ever moderate, number 14, okay, a debate without acknowledging first. The first thing she should have acknowledged is I've endorsed my good friend Josh McCoon that's led us to victory and will lead us to the next victory, and you don't change the head coach. I have never stood up in front of delegates or voters knowing I've endorsed a candidate to ask questions and then try to pass them off as, oh, this was submitted from the audience. So Katie Frost knows what she's doing. They all know what they're doing. There's no accidents here. Go back to, now let's go to video 3. And before you load that, go back there. The last question of the night is, what if you lose? What will you do? Now, see if you hear the same exact thing out of this guy that ran for Secretary of State once. So give me video 3, and let's go to, I had it just a minute ago. Where is it at? Yeah, 1 hour, 51 minutes and 55 seconds. Just be patient with
elections. I've lost elections. More fun to win. But if I was not successful here, the project that I would be most interested in, because I think it's the biggest piece of unfinished election integrity business, and that's been talked about quite a bit tonight, is to go out wearing this hat. You can't really get into the primary recruitment game. But if I was no longer chairman of the party, I would make it my mission to recruit a candidate for Secretary of State whose sole platform would be, on day one after being sworn in, they would decertify the Dominion voting machines, which would force the transition to the paper ballot method that we've been talking about tonight. Thank you.
So what I would be most interested in, you got to pick up these words, what I would be most interested in, okay? And happens to be the missing piece. The missing piece. And the candidate's sole platform, keep up, platform would be the Secretary of State candidate. That would be my most interested thing. Not AG, not LT, not governor, not state house, not returning as a senator. Because I would have money this time, and I would have name recognition. And I would have backing from people that didn't back me the first time. Just thinking. The missing piece to all this election integrity stuff is a Secretary of State candidate who sole platform is decertifying the machines on day one. Now, last night, give me video 2. Video 2. First of all, we're going to listen at 51 minutes and 20 seconds, and I'm going to tell you where I want to stop. Josh McCoon is asked, was the 2020 election stolen? Point blank. He's never answered this. He will not answer this, and you should tell Donald Trump this. Give me 51 minutes and 20 seconds.
Just a few minutes after Josh answers a few questions. And these are strictly from our delegates. What is your opinion of the Dominion voting machines? And do you believe the machines, the software can be corrupted? And do you believe that the 2020 election was stolen?
Well, there's no question, I'll start with the last question. There's no question that in the 2020 election, you had Democrat Fulton County election workers driving around with election machinery in the back of a van saying, hey, you want to vote? You want to vote? We had terrible problems with absentee ballots. One of the things we were able to do in 2024, the law was changed. We were able to uphold it in court that you had to have a wet signature on a piece of paper to get an absentee ballot. And you know what happened? 374,000 people that voted absentee didn't vote at all in 2024. So you can't tell me that the Democrats, didn't cheat and cheat in a big way. And an 11,000 vote margin in politics, that's really, really close. So we absolutely had to do what we did in 2024 to guarantee President Trump a fairer, I'm not saying it's totally fair, but certainly a fairer election. Now on the machines, yes, machines can be corrupted. We are for.
I want to back that up about 15 seconds. All right, because he says on the machines, and I want that right there. Now, he goes as far to say the Democrats cheat. Okay? He goes as far to say we've worked to have a fairer election in 2024. He will not. Now, you need to tell President Trump, you need to tell the delegates in Georgia, all the delegates in Georgia going over to Dalton on June 7th, hey, by the way, the guy here does not believe the 2020 election was stolen or won't say it or rigged and won't say it. And maybe everybody needs to stop and write a very nice letter to the President of the United States and say, hey, by the way, you just endorsed someone that doesn't even believe what you believe in Georgia. All right, you got to go vocal on it. Don't attack President Trump. Now, can't answer the question. Pretty simple. I wish I got the question. Yes. Now I'm going to use my minute and 50 seconds left to talk about other things. Yes, the election was stolen and rigged. We all know it. The machines need to go. We need paper ballots. Now I'm going to use my time. But he can't do it. He never does it. But go back. Now let's play the rest of that. On the machines.
Cheat and cheat in a big way. And an 11,000 vote margin in politics, that's really, really close. So we absolutely had to do what we did in 2024 to guarantee President Trump a fairer, I'm not saying it's totally fair, but certainly a fairer election. Now on the machines, yes, machines can be corrupted. We are for paper ballots. The Georgia Republican Party, that has been the position since before I was chairman. It is my position. It is the Georgia Republican Party's position. But let me say this. We are going to do everything we can to get the legislature to put that forward. But the shortest pathway to getting rid of all the electronic voting machines is to have someone run for Secretary of State next year whose sole platform is to decertify the machines on day one. Because if you decertify the machines on day one, then the legislature has to act. So I'm not going to stand up here and tell y'all that the Georgia Republican Party chairman can wave a magic wand and make this happen. What I will tell you is we will fight like hell to get the legislature to do what we believe they need to do. But again, the best way forward is to get a Secretary of State that is committed to this issue.
The best way forward is to get a Secretary of State committed to this issue. Decertify the machines on day one. I'm not going to tell you as the chairman of the Georgia GOP, I can wave a magic wand. But we're going to fight like hell or pretend like we're fighting like hell. We're going to pretend like we're fighting like hell to get it done. But I can't promise you we will, and I won't. But I'll tell you this. The missing piece. Remember that? Now, the legislature, we know the Georgia GOP did not participate and work and lobby to get paper ballots this year. We know that. We got zero. Now, think about this. This is the first year since 2020 we got zero election integrity legislation. Zero. Not a piece. Brad Carver, Josh McCoon, Sally Grubbs, they will tell you that, oh, we tried. We tried our best. But I guess our best wasn't good enough. We tried, right? We fell short. But the shortest pathway is to have a candidate whose sole platform is on day one to decertify the machines. Don't expect me to be able to wave a magic wand and put a plan forward. 3 times in a row, he says the same thing, and he has, this is Josh McCoon. Listen to all of his campaign stuff, his campaign speeches. Listen to his speeches as chairman, why he needs to get reelected, how much money he has them rehearsed. He's a professional politician. Have you noticed on all the Secretary of State that everyone he gets asked about the machines? Now, he'll probably stop right now because we've picked up on this and we're well aware of what he's doing. Because, see, if he would run for Secretary of State again, and this time we know Gabriel Sterling's running. Yes, Gabriel Sterling. So if Josh would run for Secretary of State again, here's the difference. Josh does not want, and these are my opinions, Josh McCoon does not want to put up with your shit. I'm serious. He doesn't want the shit of 140 counties crying to him. He doesn't want the crap of all the district chairs crying to him. That's my opinion. All right. He doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want executive committee meetings where everybody goes like this and they want to, everybody goes like this and everybody's got an opinion. Once you're a lawmaker in Georgia, a Republican lawmaker, you no longer have to care. You no longer have a concern, right? Period. For 4 years, you can just wave to people as they pass by your office. And you can send out press releases. Bottom line is, this time, if, the word is if, he wants to run. Now, he can't wait till 2030. And I'll tell you that. He's a young guy. In the grand scheme of things, Josh McCoon is a young guy, okay? And he has a political future. Whether you like it or not, he does. Because he's met the right people and he's, schmoozed at the right restaurants and rubbed the right elbows, whatever you want to say. So he has a political future in front of him. Again, no matter what you think, he has. So 2026 is that door open for that state office. Now, Secretary of State is a national, right? Everybody knows the Secretary of State of Georgia. In fact, if you become in 2026 the Secretary of State of Georgia and you decertify the machines, you become a MAGA hero overnight. Oh, yes. You can do one or two quick things. MAGA hero on every Sunday show, on Fox News, on Newsmax, everywhere. And then, I don't know, Secretary of State catapults you into the governor's office? I don't know. He's a young guy. But let's just go back to Secretary of State. You see, in 2026, if the guy runs for Secretary of State and wins, that's where he's at. Because it's 4 years later, 2030 is the next chance. 2030. Josh doesn't want to go backward to a state Senate seat. That's backward. All right? So you got 2026 or 2030. Now, if you don't run in 2026 and you're the chairman and there's some Democrat wins, you get blamed for all of that. You're the guy that chaired the party with Democrat wins. And your stock starts going down. And then it's just like Hollywood. If you're not in there on a daily basis, you start losing out. And I don't think he wants to run for chair again in 2028, even if he loses some Democrat seats. But I do know this. If he chooses to run for Secretary of State between the Charlie Kirks of the world and some of the money people in the world, he would have a pretty good bankroll. And I bet you he's made a pretty good deal with maybe the governor, Brian Kemp. Maybe that's why he stayed friendly. I know he's very friendly with the lieutenant governor, Burt Jones. And I think if he ran for Secretary of State, he'd get Donald Trump's endorsement. I'm just saying, it's all out there. I'm putting it out there. Bottom line. Number one, this is John Garst. John Garst, former Dominion lobbyist. All right. Number 28, Jeff DelGiardio, or whatever his name is. I'll get it correct by Monday. I promise I will. I call Josh's slate the McCoon cover-up team. I call it that. I think that's what it is, the McCoon cover-up team. We've discussed number 27, where this guy has gotten his Christmas bonus. Because remember, right? Number 3, Josh called it a severance payout. Travis called it a Christmas bonus. Don't forget that as we go into the weekend with all the things we're trying to think about with what I consider this corrupt whole team. All right, he called it a Christmas bonus. And go back to 28, because Fulton County with Betsy and Jeff, Trey Kelly, some of the others, we're working on some things there that we think we really have to bring to you and lay out so you can make an informed decision. It's very upsetting that Josh would support these people. Let's see what else I have before we go into the weekend. We're not concerned. You understand? Zero concern of an endorsement by President Trump, because we will stay on the level of corruption. And there's a lot coming Monday, and that's when I'll be back, and Diane will be back, and we'll be well rested. And this weekend, please send me information. I'm going to take tomorrow and Sunday afternoon right here in the office and study. So next week, we can once again report the truth. Oh, by the way, I was called a racist, a bigot, anti-Semitic last night. I was called everything. So let's go here. Let me put this in the close very quickly, because I've been called like racist, anti-Semitic, a bigot. Give me number. Oh, where's it at? I had it a minute ago. I do want to put it out, Diane, before we go. It won't take but a second, because I'll get my eye on it in a minute. Well, I'll be damned right here when I'm ready to go, and I can't find it. Where's the girl with the noose? Oh, 7:13. Okay, so let's close with this. The Georgia GOP Inc. 2 weeks ago, had and now has a candidate that Josh McCoon takes pictures with. 2 weeks ago, the executive board of the Georgia GOP Inc. had a Holocaust or best friends with a Holocaust denier. Best friends with a Holocaust denier that her children call Uncle Stu. Okay? Yes. Very anti-Semitic. Has made several comments. We have them. But yet Josh goes number 17 and takes pictures with her. Talk about anti-Semitism, right? Then, there you go, right? Can't make it up. That was just last weekend. Even though her best friend that calls her children call Uncle Stu is a well-known anti-Semite, okay? Is that what it is, anti-Semite? Well, whatever. Oh, he no like the Jews. Just saying. Oh, God, if Betsy Kramer hears that, I would be in so much trouble. And keep in mind, right here, give me number 58 as we close. We will show you Monday how much money the Frost family has given to Ron DeSantis. You can't make any of this up. They've given to Ron DeSantis. But there's the lapdog, Debbie Dooley, Josh's lapdog, which Debbie Dooley knows, talking about racism, the tweets, we'll say tweet, maybe plural, that you and Candace have erased that are racist. While I'm called a racist, the Georgia GOP just covered up a lawsuit and had it sealed based on possibly someone said something racist in the office to a black employee that they had to settle with. I don't know. Damn people. I know this much. Give me video. There's two things. First of all, he was there last night. Let's close the week with video 6.
0.2. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
And then video 5.
These people are evil people.
We call them Macoon zombies. Oh, Josh. Hail to the king. It's good to be the king. I'll see you Monday.